Hi everybody, Keren here from tuppencecoloured.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me, and today I am going to be making a card based on this sketch. Today I am taking part in a blog hop challenge. If you want to know more about it, then please do go to my blog. You can find a link in the description box below this video, and I'll tell you what it's all about, and also give you a link to other people who are taking part in the blog hop, and you can go and see what my teammates have been up to. So this is my basis. So I can see that I'm going to be needing to use my stitched shapes for these, and I think I'm going to be using the Come Sail Away bundle, because at the moment that is my favourite. So stay with me and let's see what we come up with. I am going to use this stamp, the larger of the two yachts from Sailing Home, because I really do love this particular stamp set. Oops, and I almost forgot to give my scrap of Whisper White a jolly good dusting with some embossing buddy. And now I have Versamark ink, and I'm inking up my stamp with lots of light tapping, because that's the way to do it. And I am just going to place that down onto my Whisper White card and just press firmly, but not too firmly, and give the ink a few seconds to transfer into the card. Okay, now because I'm going on to white card, it's very hard to see anything there, but if I tilt it just right, I can see the outline of the yacht. So next thing I'm going to do, excuse me while I get my little tidy tray, I have clear embossing powder this time. And the last time I did this with white embossing powder, and it occurred to me afterwards that actually, because I was embossing on white card, I could have just gone with clear, and then that would have given me the exact colour of, there you go, you can just about see that. Sorry for the flickering there, it's because I'm in the UK and we have a different hoot of electricity, and I sound like I know what I'm talking about, but actually I don't. So I'm just going to stop there, and I'm going to start my heat gun, turn it on to high, let it warm up, and then I'm going to heat emboss this image. Okay, so that's now a few seconds of absolutely nothing at all. And my camera really doesn't like an awful lot of light colours. Let's try and bring some other colours in and try and stabilise it a bit. There we go. That's not much better. Okay, so at the moment it's not very impressive. Can't see a great deal, but wait. It's a good thing I did bring in those colours of ink, because I'm going to use them. I'll put my tweezers away. Okay, so I have Seaside Spray and Night of Navy. Going to start with the Seaside Spray. I'm using one of my oval makeup brushes. Just picking up the colour. A piece of scrap paper underneath here. Let me bring this in. Just checking that I've got enough colour and not too much. Dab off. And now I'm just going to brush over Well, that time I completely missed the paper and stamped off onto my heat-proof mat, but it doesn't matter, give it a wipe afterwards. Okay, so I'm picking up all sorts of texture in this Whisper White, so I don't know where it's coming from, but I'm quite happy with it. And the nice thing about these brushes is they don't take a lot of effort. They are just the cheapest possible makeup brushes that I could get from Amazon. Search for oval makeup brushes, and they do a brammer job. Okay, so I'm happy with that's enough of the Seaside Spray. If you don't have these brushes, you could use sponges. I have been known to use kitchen sponges, cut into little bits. If you've got any of those fancy sponge discs on those little just going right out, because I'm going to die cut this out in a little while. Okay, so clean up. I have a cloth, and I'm just yacht, and this is just going to pick up any of the colour that was actually sticking to the clear embossing. And now you can see it looks like it's embossed in white, but actually it's not, it's embossed in clear. So the next step is to take this and cut out a circle. So I'm going to use one of the circular shapes from the stitched shapes dies. I cut out a rectangle from the Designer Series paper, and I used this one to get me that size. Now I want to have a kind of a fishtail end, but I also wanted to have the stitching on it. So what I discovered was if I take this die and I line it up onto my already cut piece, sort of crossways, kind of like that, and then run it through, that should give me the sort of the banner end with stitch marks. So I'm using my magnetic platform. I've got a self-healing cutting mat on the top of that. This one happens to exactly fit my big shot without needing any shims. It's 3mm steep if you're interested, and then on top of that my clear cutting plate, and I'm going to go run that through with my sheen. I'm using one of the Memories and More note cards. They come in a pack of 20. You get 10 large ones and you get 10 smaller ones, which are kind of, you know, half the size. And they exactly fit the cards in the Memories and More card pack. And I'm also going to be using some of the stickers from that Memories and More card pack. And this is one of the smaller size cards. So on this size it says Destination Happiness, and I could journal onto that, but I want this side with the pattern on. I've got a scrap of the Come Sail Away DSP, and I'm not even sure how big it is because it was just in my scraps box. So it's 3¼ inches by 4½, and another piece of Come Sail Away DSP, which is going to be my background, and that is 4 inches by 6 inches. I cut another one of the stitched rectangles, and I've kind of chopped the end off it there because I found that one, it was too short and I didn't like it. And I am going to be taking some liberties with the sketch, because that's the whole idea of a sketch, is that it starts you off, and you can you can do with it what you will, really. It's just a starting point. So I'm hoping that this will be enough like the original sketch to get me going. Excuse me a minute while I unclog my glue. So I have some of my liquid adhesive all over the back of my my piece of designer series paper, but it is by no means flowing freely. It was all a bit of a struggle actually. So there's my background mat put onto my card. So now I'm going to start just laying out the other pieces that I've got, and just to see how these all fit together, and do I want to use all of them? Maybe I don't. Okay, so I'm going to use the 2 pieces of this, just kind of line them up a bit. Let's pop that on there and see how I'm feeling about the whole layout. And do you know what? I think I rather like that. I think I rather do. So, first things first. Tiny bit of liquid adhesive along the bottom there. I could just lay them down. You know, I could just lay them down any old way I felt like, but I'm going to match them up and make one long tag. And yes, you can see the join if you look carefully, but we're going to be covering that, or mostly covering that, with the picture of the ship, so nobody will know or care. I am totally in love with this suite of products. I really, really am. Because I live by the sea, and as I'm looking out of my window I can see that the tide is in. Anything that's kind of nautical, anything with a lighthouse, you know, I'm all over it. I'm up for it. And yeah, one of the things that I can see from my living room window is actually the Mumbles Lighthouse, which is a wonderful name for a place. Don't ask me why it's called Mumbles, because I don't know. I wasn't born here. I wasn't born in this part of the world. I actually came here. Well, I came here as a student, and then when I'd finished my studies I went away and I went and worked elsewhere, and then I came back when I married my husband. And I really, really love living in this part of the world. So yeah, this is me warbling while I craft. Really, I should be talking about what I'm doing, shouldn't I? So what I have done is I have stuck my layering pieces down, and now I'm putting it on my my long banner. I'm going to call it a banner. I like calling it a banner. And then last of all, I'm going to bring in my picture of my sailing ship, my yacht, or possibly a sailing dinghy. That's what they call them, you know, sailing dinghies. And if you're British and of a certain age, you may get that that reference. That's what they call them, you know, sailing dinghies. Okay. So how are we doing? Yeah, I'm liking this so far. And I have one of the sheets of stickers in the Come Sail Away Memories and More card pack. That's easy for you to say. Which you get 2 sheets of 2 different patterns of these in the pack. And as you can see, I've already been playing with this one quite a bit. So I'm going to pick a sentiment from here. just to get my tweezers so I don't go putting me mucky hands all over things. So I was thinking maybe, should we do Dream? Do you like that? What do you think? There, there, there. Or shall we have Hello Friend? No, I don't like that one so much. I'm going to go with my first thought, which is that word Dream. And I'm going to place it around about there. And one of the great things of when you buy from Stampin' Up is that your product suite will all coordinate, so that colour there is exactly the same as that colour there, as that colour there. They all coordinate. I'm going to call that finished. And that is it. That is my finished card. And if I bring back my original sketch, I think I interpreted it quite well, don't you? That is it for today. Thank you very much for joining me. Would love it if you came back and saw me again sometime soon, or subscribe to my channel, give me a like, leave me a comment, all of that good stuff. But for now, once more, thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you again sometime soon. Bye bye.